I'm Diana McCullum.
And I'm Andrew Ivamy.
And this is episode 5 of Fan vs. Fan for The Flash.
So in this week's episode of The Flash, we are introduced to General Ealing and find out a little bit about his past with Dr. Wells and Star Labs. We are also introduced to and then taken away from the character of Plastique. Meanwhile, Iris runs a blog that I'm not particularly interested in, and then we get a little tease of the monkey business yet to come.
How fast would I need to go to run up the side of a building?
How far up do you need to go?
I don't know, 50 meters, give or take.
72.56.
Just run really fast and you'll be fine, but you need to maintain your velocity on the way down, or
What?
splat.
Here it goes.
Pros. What are you feeling, Diana?
I'm feeling that I really liked in this episode that I did actually finally feel like Barry is friends with everyone at Star Labs. Mm-hmm. Caitlin and Cisco finally are getting a bit more personality, but like not in an annoying way. And when they're all drinking and they're having a good time, I actually feel like they're friends instead of just like people who have to hang out in a lab together. And also, his relationship with Joe is just beautiful. He has more chemistry with his father figure than he does his love interest.
It's not only a strong relationship, but we've seen in the past that it's a strong relationship. It's well written and it's well performed. But in this week's episode, we also got a little bit more charm and day-to-day personality from Joe, as opposed to just the father-figure relationship. Just his reaction to Barry changing his voice with that extra reverberation.
It was to the point where I thought Joe was actually going to yell at him, and I'm like, no, he's actually just amused, and I like that. Because it's not something we see a whole lot in shows where it's just like, no, they just have a nice relationship. And another pro I had for this episode, what I really like is something they keep managing to do, is every single episode they find more things to do with Barry's powers. And I'm worried they're eventually going to run out of them, but within this episode we saw him learn to run up walls of buildings, we saw him run on water, we saw him change his voice in a weird Arrow-esque way, so he can hide his identity even better, and I don't know how many things they can introduce each episode for how long, but I love that they keep doing it. What'd you like about this episode, Andrew?
Two things that I really liked about this episode. First of all is the introduction of Clancy Brown as General Ealing. I think he is a phenomenal actor. I think that it was a little bit underutilized in this episode. Felt like a little bit of a set piece. Could have used a little bit more development and a little bit more power. But the scenes that he did have, I feel like he absolutely nailed it.
I'm not surprised you say that, because I feel like you would rather just show it just changed its title to Clancy Brown.
Just
You'd
Clancy
watch
Brown.
that.
Not even General Ealing.
No,
just
Clancy.
The Clancy Brown show. Yeah, he's a phenomenal actor, and I think he's doing a really good job with this part. And
So your pro is that Clancy Brown exists. And
that
is
is
in the show.
Can you say that's not a pro?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a pro. He's a
It's a
pro.
pro.
He's gonna be a pro.
Do you have any pros that aren't people?
My pros that aren't people is the fact that they did a Flock of Seagulls cover.
But you know they have a playlist of just running songs ready for...
But they didn't just hit play on that playlist. They got a
chose-
beautiful, slow, melodramatic cover of that playlist. And I ran so far away. And I ran. And you left me on that one. What about cons for this week episode? What did you like?
I'm getting tired of saying it, but Iris...
Mm-hmm.
Why can't she blog, and why does she want to blog? Everyone doesn't want her to write this blog because it'll put her in danger, ? I don't know. It's not even that so much everyone doesn't want her to blog, it's why does she want to blog so much? Like, the streak never saved her. She doesn't have anything invested in this at all. There's no motivation for her to just need this blog.
Zero.
And they've given us every opportunity for us to find out what that motivation might be, and they're giving us nothing. I really want to like Iris. I do. Like, I know that she's the love of Barry's life, and in the comic books, their story is beautiful, and it's not here. It's just so boring. It's upsetting. Maybe I'll write a blog about it.
Blogs are dangerous.
But I really need to write this
Blogs
blog.
are dangerous.
No, I'll even put my name on it.
Don't you put your name on that dangerous blog.
Andrew, what are your cons?
Right there with you. Right there with you. It's the entire Iris blog storyline. Even in the opening credits, they have now added the line of about Iris saying, I started studying journalism, so now I've started a blog. As if that's supposed to be a dramatic reveal.
I got struck by lightning, and I started a blog.
A blog.
Those
Equally powerful in the opening sequence. It feels really weird, and people are having an oddly dramatic reaction even to the word. Even Joe and Barry are like, not a blog.
She didn't join a cult.
There's no drama to a Tumblr. It doesn't mean anything.
Maybe she picked a bad theme.
Might have been a bad theme.
I bet they were like, oh god, it's one of those ones that plays music as soon as you open it.
Oh, the background color bleeds into the text.
Someone will hurt her.
Stop this blog.
And another problem is, when she meets the Flash, she says that her motivation for the blog is to prove that her friend Barry isn't crazy because something supernatural killed his mom. And so you're like, okay, that is a good motivation. She's being a nice friend. But then at the very end, Barry comes back as himself and says, please stop doing this blog. I don't want you to prove I was right. I want to put it all behind me. And she still won't stop doing the blog. So we've literally removed all motivations for her to have this blog. Easter eggs. Boom. A really quick one, minor one, is when Plastique goes and throws some things to explode out in the field. Caitlin is seen in the background picking up a boomerang. Of course, one of Flash's main villains is Captain Boomerang. I have no idea if he's coming on the show anytime soon, but I just love seeing boomerangs around. Another Easter egg, kind of a weird one, is that there were a lot of references to things about Captain Atom in this episode. Not anything about Captain Atom himself, but General Ealing was involved when creating Captain Atom. Plastique is kind of like an enemy love interest he has in the comic books. And even the doctor that Miss Plastique goes to visit, Harold Hadley, was also involved in creating Captain Atom. But there really weren't any hints that Captain Atom might be coming. It was just happened to be an episode full of a lot of people surrounding Captain Atom's life that I thought was odd.
Even though Captain Atom is currently existing in the Arrow TV show universe.
No, you're thinking of the Atom.
I'm thinking of the Atom. Okay, that's a good point.
Which is also a confusing thing they probably won't have happen. Where one show gets one Atom and one show gets the other.
There's going to be multiple Atoms. Not to be confused with Black Adam.
Or Amy Adams. And one more Easter egg we have. Not really an Easter egg, but it was an after credit scene, so let's count it, is we got to see Gorilla Grodd. And we even have proof that he's had experiments put on him so that he has mind control powers, or at least mind reading powers. And oh my god, I cannot wait for a talking gorilla on this show. Holy, move on. Come on, get there. Where is he? Where has he been? It's been months.
Who's going to be the voice actor that plays him? I hope it's Clancy Brown.
Actually, it might be, because Captain Ealing in the comics, or General Ealing in the comics, actually gets a brain tumor and transfers his mind into a big monster. If he put his mind in Gorilla Grodd, Clancy Brown could voice Gorilla Grodd. I broke him. So we were live tweeting tonight, and we're going to read a couple comments we got during our live tweet. So from Sean Griffin, I had, Barry has more chemistry with Joe than Iris, and Sean said, well, Joe's better written, which can't disagree.
It's absolutely
can't
true.
Disagree.
He's a better written character, and the Iris-Barry chemistry just isn't there.
No, there's no chemistry, but I feel the father-son relationship with Barry and Joe. Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah, and that actually brings me to one thing that I was seeing on Twitter tonight, which was a conversation from a few fans, from @BlackNerdGirls, @CatsBookRom, and @IBN Royal, all seem to be on the same agreeance, which is that the half-sister romance is kind of creepy and uncomfortable.
Super creepy. The way he snuck up behind her during their little conversation on the roof.
Very
and,
uncomfortable.
Smelled her hair or something?
Yeah, very uncomfortable. And the fact that the chemistry is not working, but even that the intention is there, is uncomfortable. And all three of the fans tonight tweeting about the show agree that they just want to see Felicity jump ship from Arrow over to Flash and be where the chemistry is. And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single person who likes Iris. Just sad. If
you like Iris, let us know why.
We're very curious. Maybe start a blog. Don't start a blog. You'll die. Alright, so this has been episode 5 of Fan vs. Fan for The Flash. If you've enjoyed, please follow us at Dorkshelf on Twitter.
And also be sure to subscribe right here. And if you want to be part of the conversation for next week's episode, during the episode, tweet with #FanVFan, and we'll talk about what we think of it here.
And thanks for watching. I'm Diana McCullough.
And I'm Andrew Ivanme.
See you next week.
Kicked him out!